Martha Miller, 78, has been waking up at 5 a.m. every morning for the past 15 years to walk 2 miles around her neighborhood. Rain or shine, she persistently maintained this routine, believing it was the key to maintaining her health and independence. Her family was always proud of her consistency. Yet, a slight stumble while stepping onto a sidewalk resulted in Martha breaking her hip, requiring surgery, and enduring 6 months of painful recovery. What shocked her family most wasn't the accident, but the doctor's diagnosis: Martha, walking alone is silently damaging your body. This wasn't a random accident. It's the inevitable consequence of relying solely on walking for many years. Walking might be accelerating your aging process. What the doctor told Martha stunned her entire family, but they were even more shocked when they discovered that there were warning signs they had missed. Martha had increasing difficulty getting up from chairs, couldn't open food jars, and had to hold on to walls when going downstairs. Millions of Americans over 70 are unknowingly destroying their bodies every day by doing what they think is best: walking. They believe that 30 minutes of walking daily is enough to maintain health. But the truth is much more frightening. A new study from the University of California followed 2,500 people over 70 for 8 years and discovered something shocking. Those who only walked as their sole form of exercise had a 43% higher risk of disability compared to those who combined multiple types of exercise. They also had a 38% higher risk of falling and lost their ability to care for themselves nearly a decade sooner. Don't misunderstand me. Walking is still a great activity. It's good for cardiovascular health, helps control weight, and improves mental health. But for people over 70, walking alone is not only insufficient, it can be harmful if it's the only activity you rely on. Dr. Julia Rodriguez, a geriatric specialist at Mayo Clinic Medical Center, explains, "I see many patients like Martha, people who walk regularly but still fall, lose muscle, and experience increasingly worse joint pain. The problem isn't that they walk too much, but that they don't do enough other types of exercise. So if not walking, what will truly help you stay healthy and independent after 70? In this video, we'll share 5 activities that are more important than walking, activities that leading geriatric experts recommend you focus on. These simple changes can significantly improve your mobility, protect your joints, and even extend your lifespan. Keep watching until the end of the video, because the 5th activity is something hardly anyone talks about, but it plays a crucial role in your independence and longevity. Now, let's explore why walking alone is not enough, and what you really need to do to maintain health and independence after 70. Scientists from Harvard University discovered a concerning fact. After age 70, we lose up to 15% of our muscle mass each decade if we don't engage in strength training. And this doesn't just make you weaker, it directly affects your longevity. Research from the University of Texas shows that people with less muscle mass have a 50% higher mortality rate compared to those who maintain healthy muscle mass in old age. Think about that for a moment. Muscle loss doesn't just make you weaker, it silently steals your independence bit by bit. From difficulty opening a can to not being able to get up from the sofa without assistance, from not being able to lift your grandchildren to having to ask others to do the most basic tasks. Sarcopenia is the #1 reason older adults lose their independence and have to move into nursing homes. The problem is that walking, as beneficial as it may be, cannot help you maintain muscle. Walking primarily focuses on the cardiovascular system and only activates a small portion of your muscles, mainly in the lower body. And even then, it doesn't create enough resistance to build and maintain your muscles. Here's what you need to understand. Muscles operate on a use it or lose it principle. If you don't challenge your muscles with appropriate resistance, they will gradually disappear, no exceptions. especially after 70 when this process happens much faster. Consider Robert, age 74. He walked every day, thinking that was enough to keep him healthy, but one day he realized he was struggling to lift a box that used to feel light. He also noticed that getting up from the sofa became more difficult than before. At first, he blamed it on aging, but then his doctor explained that muscle loss wasn't just something that naturally happens. It happens faster if you don't challenge your muscles. Fortunately, the solution is much simpler than you might think. Strength training doesn't mean you have to lift heavy weights at the gym. It can be as simple as using resistance bands, doing bodyweight exercises, or even lifting household objects. The key is to create just enough resistance to challenge your muscles. Here are 3 simple exercises you can start today. First, sit down and stand up from a chair without using your hands. Try to do this 10 times. This is an excellent exercise for your thigh and buttock muscles, the largest muscle groups in your body. Second, stand with your back and legs straight. Use a resistance band or even a rolled-up towel placed under your foot and pull upward. This is a great exercise for arm, shoulder, and upper back muscles. And third, go up and down stairs or step onto a low step 15-20 times with each leg. This is an excellent exercise for leg strength and balance. Robert began incorporating these basic strength exercises into his daily routine. Within just a few months, he noticed a huge difference. He felt stronger, more stable, and even had more energy throughout the day. One day I received a call from Robert. He excitedly recounted how he had just picked up his 3-year-old grandson without needing anyone's help, a simple joy he hadn't been able to experience for nearly a year. And the benefits don't stop at strength. Research shows that maintaining muscle mass is directly linked to greater longevity, better mobility, and even improved brain health. Healthy muscles help regulate blood sugar, protect bones, and even improve immune function. Want to test where your strength is right now? Try this. Sit in a chair and stand up without using your hands. If you can do this easily, that's a good sign. If you struggle, it may be time to start focusing on rebuilding your strength. And the good news is, it's never too late. Strength training can reverse muscle loss, improve balance, and keep you independent for years to come. Research from Boston University shows that even people in their 90s can increase muscle strength by up to 175% after just 8 weeks of systematic strength training. So if you're someone who still relies only on walking for exercise, consider this your wake-up call. Muscle is the key to longevity, and after 70, it's one of the most important things you can protect. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Next, let's move on to balance and stability. Balance training, the key to avoiding disaster. 2 balance and stability exercises to prevent falls walking. Keeps you moving, but it doesn't always improve balance. And that's something most people don't realize until it's too late. Did you know that every 11 seconds, an elderly person in the United States is hospitalized due to a fall? That's a shocking statistic from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC. But what's even more frightening is that nearly 1/4 of people over 70 who suffer serious falls will never return to their homes again. They'll end their lives in nursing homes or long-term care facilities, losing the independence they once cherished. This is a truth that few people talk about. Falling isn't an inevitable part of aging. It's the direct result of poor balance that hasn't been trained. And that's exactly why after age 70 fall prevention becomes one of the most important aspects of maintaining health and independence. After 70 preventing falls becomes one of the most important aspects of maintaining health and independence. Falls are one of the leading causes of serious injury in older adults, and many falls happen not because of weak legs, but because of poor balance. If you aren't actively training your balance, you might be unknowingly increasing your risk of stumbles, trips, and dangerous falls. You might think, I've been walking my whole life, so my balance must be fine. But balance isn't something that automatically stays strong. It's something that gradually declines unless you actively work on it. Walking doesn't challenge the small stabilizing muscles in your feet, ankles, and core the way balance-specific exercises do. And if your balance weakens, even a small misstep can lead to a fall that takes months, even years to recover from. Think about the last time you stood on one foot while putting on socks, or tried reaching for something on a high shelf. Did you feel steady, or did you have to grab onto something to maintain balance? Many people don't realize their balance is declining until they experience a near fall, which leaves them fearful and cautious with every step. That's exactly what happened to Edward, 76. He was always active, but one day while stepping off a curb, his foot landed at an odd angle and he suddenly lost his balance. Fortunately, he caught himself just in time, but that moment made him realize how vulnerable he had become. His doctor told him that simple balance exercises like standing on one foot, shifting his body weight from side to side, and practicing controlled movements could help rebuild his stability. Within weeks, he noticed that he felt stronger, steadier, and more confident in his movements. Balance exercises don't require a gym or special equipment. Simple movements like standing on one foot, walking heel to toe in a straight line, or practicing slow, controlled weight shifts can dramatically improve your stability. And the benefits go beyond just avoiding falls. Better balance means better posture, stronger reflexes, and even improved coordination, making every movement feel easier and more controlled. Here are 3 simple balance exercises anyone can do at home every day. First, stand on one foot. Simply stand near a kitchen counter or chair back for safety. Then lift one foot off the ground and hold it for as long as possible. The initial goal is 10 seconds, gradually increasing. This exercise directly simulates real-life situations, like when you're putting on pants or shoes. Second, heel-to-toe walking. Imagine you're walking on a narrow, straight line, placing the heel of one foot directly in front of the toes of the other foot, and continue. This exercise significantly improves trunk control and coordination. And third, moving your head while maintaining balance. Stand on both feet, then turn your head from side to side while maintaining balance. This exercise simulates real-life situations when you need to look around while walking. Edward began dedicating 5-10 minutes each day to these balance exercises after breakfast. Within a month, he could feel the difference. "I'm 76, but I walk like I'm 60, he told his doctor during a follow-up visit. But most importantly, he was no longer afraid of falling when going out or climbing stairs at home. That confidence brought him back to enjoying life instead of worrying about every step. Want to test your balance right now? Try this. Stand near a kitchen counter for safety and lift one foot off the ground to see if you can maintain balance for at least 10 seconds. If this feels easy, that's a good sign. If you struggle, it's a sign that your balance needs improvement, and the sooner you start, the better. Balance is one of those things you don't think about until it's too late, but training it now can keep you strong and independent for years to come. So if you've been focusing on walking, it's time to prioritize balance, because the best way to prevent falls isn't just keeping your body active, it's training your body to stay steady. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. Now, let's continue. Flexibility and mobility. Keep joints young. Forever 3 flexibility and mobility to keep joints healthy. Walking may keep your legs moving, but it doesn't do much for flexibility, and that's something that becomes critically important after 70. Did you know that after age 70, you lose about 3–5% of your range of motion each year if you don't practice flexibility? That's an alarming figure from the National Institute on Aging. This means that if you don't actively maintain flexibility, within 10 years, you could lose up to 50% of your range of motion. Imagine not being able to reach items on shelves, tie your shoelaces, turn your head while driving, or even brush the back of your hair. These limitations aren't just annoying, they severely diminish your quality of life. Many experts believe that losing flexibility is the first step toward losing independence. When your joints stiffen and your range of motion decreases, daily activities become more difficult, and the risk of falling also increases significantly. Over time, your joints naturally stiffen, your range of motion decreases, and movements that once felt effortless now begin to feel restricted. If you've ever noticed that turning your head feels tighter than before, or that bending down to tie your shoes isn't as easy as it used to be, that's a sign that your flexibility is declining. And when your mobility begins to decrease, so does your independence. The problem is that many people don't realize the importance of mobility until they begin to lose it. Walking alone doesn't fully stretch the muscles, nor does it engage all the different movement patterns that your joints need to stay functional. That's why doctors now emphasize that after 70, dedicating time to flexibility and mobility exercises is just as important as staying active, because it's what allows you to continue performing daily activities without discomfort or strain. Think about the last time you reached for something in the back seat of your car or tried to put on a jacket. Did it feel smooth, or did you notice stiffness? Many people ignore these small changes, thinking they're just part of aging. But what's really happening is that muscles and connective tissues are tightening over time, gradually reducing flexibility. This is exactly what happened to Walter, 78. He was still walking daily, but over time, he noticed that getting out of bed in the morning felt stiffer than before. When he reached for something on the floor, he had to bend his knees more than usual. His doctor told him that mobility loss wasn't just about getting older, it was about not using his joints through their full range of motion. So he began incorporating gentle stretching, controlled movements, and joint exercises into his daily routine. Within weeks, he felt looser, more comfortable, and even noticed an improvement in his posture. Flexibility exercises don't mean sitting down and touching your toes for 10 seconds. Dynamic stretches, controlled rotations, and gentle yoga-inspired movements can make a world of difference. Simple activities like neck rotations, shoulder rolls, knee-to-chest stretches, or ankle circles help keep your joints lubricated and pain-free. Here are 3 simple flexibility exercises you can do every day. First, shoulder blade rotations. Stand straight and slowly rotate your shoulders in large circles, first forward, then backward. Do 10 rotations in each direction. This exercise helps maintain range of motion in the shoulder joint, one of the first areas to become stiff with age. Second, neck stretches. Slowly tilt your head to one side so that your ear moves toward your shoulder. Hold for 15-20 seconds, then switch sides. Do 3 repetitions on each side. This exercise helps reduce tension in the neck and upper shoulders while improving the ability to turn your head. Third, seated and reaching. Stand straight with your legs shoulder width apart, then slowly bend down and reach toward your right ankle. Hold for 15 seconds, then reach down to the center, then to your left ankle. This exercise stretches the posterior chain of the body, where many people are most stiff. Walter began doing these exercises every morning right after waking up and said, "It changed my life." He said, "I feel like I'm 10 years younger. Everything from tying my shoes to driving has become easier, and I can even play with my grandson without feeling like I'm going to break in half." And the benefits go far beyond just feeling less stiff. Better flexibility means less aches and pains, improved blood circulation, improved posture, and even reduced risk of falling. Want to test your flexibility? Try this. Stand straight and slowly turn your head as far as possible to one side, then to the other. Does it feel easy, or do you feel tightness? If you notice restrictions, That's a sign that your flexibility is decreasing, and now is the time to do something about it. Mobility loss is not inevitable. With just a few minutes each day focused on stretching, you can keep your body feeling younger, more flexible, and pain-free for years to come. So if walking is your main form of exercise, it's time to start focusing on flexibility too. Keeping your joints loose and your movements smooth is one of the most important things you can do to stay active and independent after 70. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 3 below to let me know you're here. Now let's continue. Core and posture. The secret of youthfulness for core and posture. To protect your spine. Walking may keep your legs in motion, but it doesn't do much for your core strength or posture. And these are two things that become critical after 70. Did you know that according to the American Association of Rehabilitation Physicians, about 80% of people over 70 will experience back problems if they don't train their core? What's more concerning is that posture issues don't just affect comfort, but have a profound impact on your overall health. Statistics from the National Institutes of Health show that hunched posture can reduce lung capacity by up to 30%, directly affecting oxygen absorption, limiting endurance, and even diminishing digestive function when internal organs are compressed. But it's not just physical health issues. Hunched posture also has deep psychological impacts. Research shows that others typically judge people with poor posture as being 10 years older than their actual age. This can affect how people treat you, how you perceive yourself, and even job opportunities if you're still working at an older age. A strong core isn't just about having toned abs. It's about maintaining stability, preventing back pain, and ensuring that your spine stays aligned as you move. If your core is weak, you may start experiencing lower back discomfort, balance problems, or a tendency to hunch forward when walking, all of which can increase your risk of falls and joint strain over time. Most people don't realize the importance of postural strength until they start feeling aches and pains that weren't there before. If you've noticed that you're slouching more, feeling stiffness in your lower back, or having trouble standing upright for long periods, that's a sign that your core muscles aren't doing their job. Walking alone doesn't fully activate the deep stabilizing muscles in your abdomen and lower back. That's why doctors emphasize that after 70 core and posture exercises should become a priority. Consider Harold, 75. He was always active, but over the years he noticed his shoulders rounding forward and his lower back feeling more strained, even though he walked daily. His doctor explained that poor posture was putting excessive pressure on his spine and joints, leading to chronic stiffness and an increased risk of imbalance. So Harold began incorporating gentle core activation exercises like pelvic tilts while sitting, posture resets while standing, and abdominal bracing into his routine. Within weeks, he noticed reduced back pain, better posture, and even improved breathing capacity. Core exercises don't require a gym or any special equipment. Simple movements like standing tall against a wall, engaging your lower abdominal muscles, while sitting or practicing slow, controlled rotations can activate the deep stabilizing muscles that keep your spine aligned. And the benefits go beyond just posture. A strong core means better balance, reduced joint strain, and even improved digestion, since your abdominal muscles play a role in supporting internal organs. Here are 3 simple core and posture exercises that anyone can do regardless of age and without any equipment. First, the wall exercise. Stand close to a wall with your back, heels, buttocks, shoulders, and head touching the surface. Hold this position for 30 seconds, then step away from the wall and try to maintain a similar posture when moving. This exercise creates muscle memory for good standing posture. Second, pelvic tilts. Sit upright in a chair with both feet flat on the floor. Then slowly tilt your pelvis forward and backward, focusing on finding the middle position where your spine has its natural curve. This exercise activates deep core muscles and teaches you how to maintain good posture while sitting. Third, chest rotations. Sit with your back straight on a chair, hands placed on your shoulders. Then slowly rotate your upper body to one side and then the other while keeping your hips fixed. This exercise increases spine flexibility and activates the rotational core muscles. Harold did these exercises every day, initially just one short session in the morning, then later adding an evening session. The results were amazing. His daughter was the first to notice the change. "Dad stands taller," she told him one day after dinner. He remeasured his height and was surprised to discover he was nearly half an inch taller just from improved posture. But the biggest benefit was the reduction in chronic back pain that had bothered him for years. Want to test your core strength? Try this. Stand against a wall with your back flat and your head, shoulders, and hips touching the surface. Can you maintain this position comfortably? Or does it feel like you have to force yourself to stay upright? If it feels unnatural, that's a sign that your posture may need work. And the sooner you start strengthening your core, the better. Posture and core strength are essential for staying active, avoiding injuries, and maintaining a youthful appearance. If you've been relying only on walking for exercise, it's time to focus on the muscles that truly keep you upright and strong. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. Now, let's continue. Joint protection and low-impact movements to reduce strain. 5. Joint protection and low-impact movements to reduce stress. Walking is a great way to stay active, but if it's your only form of movement, it can start putting unnecessary strain on your joints, especially after 70. Did you know that according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC), about 50% of Americans over 70 have arthritis symptoms? But what's truly surprising is that 78% of them can significantly reduce pain without medication when they add the right low-impact activities to their daily routine. What most people don't realize is that continuous walking on hard surfaces creates impact forces 3 times your body weight on your knees with each step. For a 170-pound person, that means each knee bears over 500 pounds of pressure every time you take a step. Here's a truth that very few people talk about. Joint pain is not an inevitable part of aging. It's a sign that you're exercising incorrectly or not diversifying your activities enough. After 70, when cartilage wears down, joint fluid decreases, and shock absorption becomes less efficient, many seniors begin to experience knee pain, hip pain, or discomfort in their feet, even if they've been active all their lives. The problem isn't necessarily walking itself, it's that walking alone doesn't provide the joint support your body needs. Many people assume joint pain is just a natural part of aging, but in reality, stiffness and discomfort happen faster when you aren't actively protecting your joints. Walking can sometimes make this worse because it involves repetitive impact on the same joints over and over again. That's why doctors now emphasize that after 70 you need to walk less and focus more on low-impact movements that strengthen and protect your joints. Think about the last time you finished a long walk. Did you feel energized and pain-free, or did you notice achy joints, stiffness, or a lingering sense of discomfort? If walking leaves you feeling sore, it may be a sign that your joints aren't getting the support they need. This is exactly what happened to Raymond, 77. He walked daily, thinking it was the best thing for his health, but over time, his knees started feeling stiff and his lower back began to ache. His doctor explained that he needed to reduce the repetitive impact on his joints and start incorporating low-impact movements. He began doing gentle swimming, cycling, and flexibility-focused exercises, and within weeks, his pain decreased significantly without having to give up movement altogether. Joint-friendly movements include activities like water exercises, cycling, tai chi, or even simple chair-based exercises. These activities help increase blood flow to the joints, improve lubrication, and strengthen surrounding muscles without putting excessive stress on sensitive areas. And the benefits go beyond just pain relief. Protecting your joints now ensures better mobility, less stiffness, and greater ease of movement for years to come. Here are 3 low-impact activities that anyone can add to their daily routine. First, hydrotherapy. Exercising in water, whether it's water walking, stretching, or even just gently moving your limbs, water provides both resistance and support, eliminating most impact on joints. If you don't have access to a pool, even a bathtub can be a great place to practice some gentle movements. Second, cycling. Whether it's a stationary bike, recumbent bike, or outdoor cycling, this is one of the best exercises for knee joints, providing full range of motion without impact. If you feel unstable on a regular bike, a recumbent bike is an excellent, safe option. And third, chair exercises. Even if mobility is limited, you can still perform high-quality, low-impact exercises while sitting, such as raising your legs, straightening your calves, raising your arms, rotating and extending your spine while firmly seated in a chair. Raymond began incorporating 20 minutes of cycling and 10 minutes of chair exercises into his daily routine instead of high-intensity walking once a day. He told me, "I can't believe the difference. The chronic knee pain that I thought I had to live with has almost disappeared in a month, and I can actually move more easily. My knees don't creak every time I stand up anymore." Want to test how your joints are working? Try this. Sit in a chair and slowly stand up without using your hands. Pay attention to how your knees and hips feel. Do they move smoothly, or do they feel stiff and painful? If there's any discomfort, that's your body telling you that your joints need more care, and switching to low-impact movements could make all the difference. Maintaining strong, healthy joints is about more than just avoiding pain. It's about preserving mobility, protecting your independence, and ensuring that every step you take feels effortless rather than painful. If you've been focusing only on walking, it's time to prioritize your joint health and start incorporating movements that help rather than harm. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 5 below to let me know you're here. Now, let's wrap things up. Final thoughts, man charm. As we wrap up this video, take a moment to reflect on these 5 priorities. If you've been relying only on walking for exercise, you might not have realized how much your body needs more than just steps to stay strong, mobile, and pain-free after 70. As we conclude this video, take a moment to reflect on the 5 important priorities we've discussed. If you've been relying solely on walking for exercise, you may not have realized how much your body needs more than just steps to maintain strength, mobility, and pain-free living after 70. First, strength training to protect your muscle mass, prevent sarcopenia, and maintain independence. Second, balance training to reduce the risk of falls, one of the biggest threats to people over 70. Third, maintaining flexibility and mobility to keep joints healthy and continue performing daily activities without difficulty. Fourth, strengthening your core and posture to protect your spine, reduce back pain, and maintain a youthful appearance. And fifth, incorporating low-impact activities to reduce stress on joints and avoid chronic pain. Walking is still a great activity, and I encourage you to continue if you enjoy it, but don't let it become your only form of exercise. Use it as part of a comprehensive fitness plan that focuses on all aspects of physical health. Many people think that aging means slowing down, but the truth is, your body is still capable of improving at any age. I've met patients like Eleanor, 85, who had spent her whole life walking, but had started experiencing balance problems frequent falls, and chronic joint pain. After adding basic strength exercises, balance exercises, and low-impact activities to her daily routine, she witnessed an amazing transformation within 3 months. "I feel like I'm 10 years younger," she told me during her most recent checkup. "I can play with my grandchildren, travel, and even start gardening again, things I thought I could no longer do." It's important to remember that small changes can make a big difference in how you move, feel, and how long you maintain your independence. Whether you need to focus on strength, balance, flexibility, or posture, small changes to your exercise routine can make a remarkable difference in your quality of life. The key is to start now. Muscle, balance, and joint health don't decline overnight. It happens gradually, but the good news is that means you have the power to slow it down or even reverse it. So which of these 5 areas do you need to focus on the most? Have you noticed any changes in your strength, balance, or mobility? We'd love to hear from you. So leave a comment below sharing one thing you learned today and how you plan to put it into practice in your life. Today, challenge yourself to choose one of these 5 priorities and do one exercise that we've discussed. Remember that consistency is more important than intensity, and starting with small steps will make it easier to build habits than trying to change everything at once. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating quality content to inform and inspire you. The poet Robert Browning once wrote, "Old age should burn and glow, not fade away." By adding these types of movements to your life, you're not just extending longevity, but making those years brighter, better, and full of independence. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video, where we'll share simple strategies to reduce joint pain naturally without medication. Stay healthy, my friend, and remember that it's never too late to move better, feel better, and live better.